Oh, Harry and Meghan. You either love them or hate them. But regardless of your opinion of them, I think we can all agree that Harry compares her to his late mother, Princess Diana, a little too much. Hello everyone, I'm Emily, your host for today, and please join us as we count down our top picks for the top 10 times Prince Harry compared Meghan Markle to Princess Diana. Number 10. Marrying into the family. It's no secret that Princess Diana struggled with life being a part of the royal family, and having witnessed his mother's attempts to cope with life as a senior member of the royal family, Prince Harry understood Meghan's struggles with the institution after the two married. Both women effortlessly exude larger-than-life presences that captivate the public to the dismay of those around them, Harry said. Harry then added, "First time that the penny dropped for her, Em and I spent the night in a room in Buckingham Palace after an event where every single member of the family had been, including the Queen. The next morning, while eating breakfast together, the couple spotted a UK newspaper where on the front page of the Telegraph was Meghan. I went, 'Oh my god,' Meghan recalls. She was like, 'But it's not my fault.' And I said, 'I know,' and my mum felt the same way," Harry said. The Duke explains that jealousy is a common phenomenon in the family that relies on news coverage in order to do their work. The issue is when someone who's marrying in, who should be a supporting act, is then stealing the limelight or is doing the job better than the person who is born to do this, that upsets people. It shifts the balance because you've been led to believe that the only way that your charities can succeed and the only way that your reputation can be grown or improved is if you're on the front page of those newspapers. But the media are the ones who choose who to put on the front page. Number 9. Treatment of the press. Prince Harry said in an interview with Oprah Winfrey that the media's mistreatment of his wife painfully reminded of him how the press treated Diana. "My biggest concern was history repeating itself, and I've said that before on numerous occasions very publicly," Harry said. "What I was seeing was history repeating itself, more perhaps or far more dangerously, because then you add race in and social media in. And what I'm talking about, history repeating itself, I'm talking about my mother." He talked about feeling trapped and helpless in the institution of the royal family. The couple said they asked for help, both together and separately, on their struggles with mental health and combating racist rhetoric from tabloids, but said they didn't receive support. "When you can see something happening in the same kind of way as my mother's story, anybody would ask for help, ask the system of which you are a part of, especially when you know there's a relationship there. They can share some truth or call the dogs off or whatever you want to call it, but they didn't," Harry said. Number 8. Struggling with mental health. In their Oprah interview, Meghan says she was told she couldn't get help despite having thoughts about ending her life, but that royals have seen therapists before. Princess Diana opened up about her experience with postpartum depression in an interview with BBC in 1995. She told the network she received a great deal of treatment, and she briefly touched on the royals' family response. "Well, maybe I was the first person ever to be in this family who ever had depression or was ever openly tearful. And obviously that was daunting because if you've never seen it before, how do you support it?" However, Meghan said she spoke with a senior member of the royal institution about seeking help for mental health and was turned away. "I said that I've never felt this way before and I need to go somewhere, and I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution." The Duchess of Sussex also tried to get help via the institution's Human Resources Department. Although she received some sympathy, representatives of the institution told her there was nothing they could do for her. "I remember this conversation like it was yesterday because they said, 'My heart goes out to you because I see how bad it is, but there's nothing we can do to protect you because you're not a paid employee of the institution.'" Many people doubted that Meghan was turned away for help as Diana received it when she asked for it, but Harry and her insist that they were denied help. Number 7. Royal tours. Meghan and Harry's and Princess Diana and Prince Charles's royal tours of Australia were the turning point in their lives. In the tell-all interview with Oprah, Harry said, "My grandmother has been amazing throughout, you know, my father, my brother Kate, and all the rest of the family, they were supportive. They were really welcoming, but it changed after the Australia tour. That's when we announced we were pregnant with Archie. It was our first tour," Meghan added. "And it was the first time that the family got to see how incredible she is at her job," Prince Harry continued, adding that it reminded him of the glowing public reception his mother received during her tour of Australia. Princess Diana and Prince Charles's first tour of Australia similarly shed light on how popular the new royal had become abroad, as she was met with many adoring fans. "We had a 6-week tour, 4 weeks in Australia and 2 weeks in New Zealand, and by the end, when we flew back to New Zealand, I was a different person. person. I realized the sense of duty, the level of intensity of interest, and the demanding role I now find myself in, Diana said. Number 6. Being driven away by the media. Harry also opened up about being scared for the future of his wife, sharing his concern at the time and referring to the paparazzi's harassment that ultimately resulted in the tragic death of Princess Diana. I was terrified of her being driven away by the media, Harry admitted to the viewers in their documentary. He previously talked about it during his Apple TV Plus series, revealing that his biggest regret is not making more of a stance earlier on in my relationship with my wife. History was repeating itself, my mother was chased to her death. Number 5. Both entered marriages as non-royals. Before announcing her engagement to Prince Harry and joining the royal family, Meghan was an actress and ran her own lifestyle blog. However, not only did she enter a relationship with Prince Harry as a non-royal, she claims that she knew very little about the royal family as a whole or what being a working royal actually entailed. I didn't grow up knowing much about the royal family, it wasn't something that was a part of the conversation at home, it wasn't something we followed, she told Oprah in March 2021. Now, Princess Diana grew up in an aristocratic family and had more knowledge of the royal family, but revealed that she had no idea what joining the royal family would actually entail and the support she would or wouldn't have. Number 4. They share the same qualities. It's said that men really do tend to look for partners with similar traits and values as their mothers. A personality test given to the mothers and wives or girlfriends of British men found that they tend to have a lot in common. Men whose mothers have strong values, such as respecting others' opinions and being kind, appear to look for the same thing in their other half, and it seems like Harry is no exception to this. In the documentary Harry and Meghan, Harry shares his love for his mother and also expresses that some of the things he loves most about his wife are qualities she shares with the late Princess Diana. In the documentary, Harry said, "So much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mom. She has the same compassion, the same empathy, the same confidence. She has this warmth about her." Now, some people might find this sweet, while others may find it creepy. Which one do you think it is? Number 3. The attention. Princess Diana spoke about how isolating the attention became, especially from the media. She said, "The most daunting aspect was the media's attention because my husband and I, we were told when we got engaged that the media would go quietly, and it didn't. And then when we were married, they said it would go quietly, and it didn't." The princess also spoke about the part the media attention played in the dissolution of her marriage, saying, "The pressure on us both as a couple with the media was phenomenal and misunderstood by a great many people. There were 3 of us in the marriage, and the pressure of the media was another factor, so the two together were very difficult." In Harry and Meghan, the couple spoke about the intense media pressure they had faced, and Harry likened Meghan's treatment to that his mother had endured. "To see another woman in my life who I loved go through this feeding frenzy, it's hard. It's basically the hunter versus the prey," he said. Now, in 2016, Harry released a statement confirming he was dating Meghan, but slammed the press coverage surrounding her and their relationship. The couple later filed multiple lawsuits against the British press and halted cooperation with the tabloids. "I asked for calm from the British tabloids once as a boyfriend, once as a husband, and once as a father." He added that the primary reason for them leaving their royal roles was due to a lack of support and understanding from both the media and the royal family. Number 2. Royal exit to Princess Diana's death. While being interviewed by ITV, Harry said the reason why he had a royal exit with Meghan was due to him fearing that Meghan would end up like his mother if they stayed with the royals any longer. He said, "I do not want to be a single dad, I never want to be in that position, I never want to be in that position," referring to his mother's death in 1997 following a car crash. He reiterated, "I don't want history to repeat itself, I do not want to be a single dad, and I certainly don't want my children to have life without a mother or father." Harry has 2 children who he shares with Meghan, Archie and Lily. In 2020, they announced their plans to step away from their roles in the royal family, which made headlines. 1 year later, they confirmed that the decision was made permanent and they moved to California. They did this so they could get away from everyone and everything, as it was affecting their lives so much they couldn't take it. And number 1, history repeating itself. The docuseries premiere opens with Harry speaking about still feeling haunted by the memories of feeling helpless when his mother struggled with the tabloid media. I always wanted to be normal as opposed to being Prince Harry just being Harry, he says. It was a puzzling life, and unfortunately, when I think about my mom, the first thing that comes to mind is always the same one, over and over again. Strapped in the car, seatbelt across, my brother in the car as well, and my mother driving and being chased by 3, 4, 5 mopeds with paparazzi on them. One of the feelings that comes up is helplessness, and that happened every single day until she died. After reflecting on his mother's tragic death and his pain-driven view of the UK media in the first episode, Harry talks about how similarities between his childhood and his adult life had rampantly crept up, especially in his relationship with his now wife Meghan. We got followed, photographed, chased, harassed. The clicking of cameras and the flashes of the cameras makes my blood boil. It makes me angry and takes me back to what happened to my mom and what I experienced as a kid. Not just traditional media, but also social media platforms as well. I felt completely helpless, he said. Well, that's all for our video today. Do you think that Meghan and Diana are similar? Let us know in the comments below. I'm your host Emily, and I'll see you next time. Peace.